Only in the game just to get my fatty. And these lazy ain't got competition. It's me versus me, love Key Talk game.
Key Talk Society, check it out. Before the video gets started, I need y'all to like the video. You know what I'm talking about? You know I'm gonna come with the content every day, all day. You know what I'm talking about? Then like the video for me, take 2 seconds. Anyway, so earlier this week, it was actually reported that the DA, FANi Willis, who's also, obviously everybody knows, the DA that initiated the Rico trial against YFN Lucci and Young Thug, pretty much got it started. Of course, rumors came that, you know, she was sleeping around with some guy named Big Nut in the streets who actually ended up getting killed by Young Thug's side. However, even in the Donald Trump case where she's suing Donald Trump, well, trying to get she's actually trying to put a Rico on Donald Trump and saying that it was some type of election interference as well. And, you know, they've doubled back now and said, hey, actually, you know, the top prosecutor that she's got to try to take Donald Trump down, Trump's team said this, that she was sleeping around with him and he was taking her on extravagant vacations. And there's just some inappropriate stuff going on there, right? Well, you know, a lot of people was wondering what in the blue hell was she going to say? Was she ever going to respond? And it does look like Miss FANi Willis has finally responded. I'm going to read y'all what she said. But overall, she's like, hey, listen, y'all. Hold up. Y'all really think I'm over here sleeping around with one of the prosecutors that I done hired? I hired 2 white prosecutors and 1 black prosecutor. So why in the blue hell is they having an issue with a black prosecutor that I've actually hired? Now, before I read this about Miss FANi Willis, let's keep it a G, keep it a stack. Miss FANi Willis is a baddie. You know what I'm talking about? Miss FANi Willis, yeah, we know she got that apple bottom jean boots with the fur. Let's just keep it real, right? But let's go ahead and get into Miss FANi Willis' response to the claims by Donald Trump's team that, you know, she's sleeping around with the prosecutor that she actually hired. So it says, Fulton County District Attorney FANi Willis on Sunday defended the qualifications of a special prosecutor she hired for her case against Donald Trump and others over efforts to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia after a defense lawyer accused Willis of professional impropriety. Obviously, that means like messing around, right? In her first public remarks since the accusation was made in a court filing, Willis offered a vigorous defense of her leadership of the office and pushed back against critics. She was received warmly by the congregation of Big Bethel AME Church as she spoke at the service a day before the holiday honoring the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Willis thanks leaders of the historically black church in Atlanta who didn't care you know, what they said about me, and told her the invite was still good to speak. So here's the thing, right? The first thing you see FANi Willis doing, she spoke at a all-black church. Now, why she spoke at an all-black church, obviously, she probably attends an all-black church. Who knows? Maybe she does. This is politics, so you never know what people's actual true intentions are because everybody has like their own agenda and stuff inside of politics, right? Now, with her going to an all-black church, we can definitely say that she wanted to make sure that the black people don't fold on her and that black people understands what she's trying to do isn't nothing that got to do with any type of messing around with the prosecutor. So she definitely wanted to keep the black people on her side, right? And then it says, the allegations were in motion filed last week by Ashley Merchant, who represents Michael Ramone, a former Trump campaign staffer and one-time White House aide. The filing alleges that Willis was involved in an improper romantic relationship with Nathan Wade, the outside lawyer she hired, and questions Wade's qualifications for the job. The motion seeks to have the indictment dismissed and to be disqualified Willis and Wade and their offices from further prosecuting the case. So they just pretty much trying to get the case out the way. They could just completely be capping on FANi Willis. Yes, FANi Willis is a baddie, but just because she's a baddie and just because a lot of people dislike her because she is, of course, doing a Rico on Young Thug and a whole lot of other gangs inside of Atlanta. You know, yeah, a lot of people dislike her because of that, because their favorite rapper is Thug. But in actuality, when it comes to like
that's the online hate, but the actual like in person to person hate, people are probably actually happy that she's getting rid of some gangs as well. Let's just be honest. It's a minority of the black community that are involved in like a whole lot of the BS, but somehow the minority has now overpowered the majority, and the majority is kind of, at the hands of the minority, so to say, right? Anyways, oh yeah, it's coming back, baby. The voice is coming back. Let's continue. It says, at the church, Willis did not address the allegations of an improper relationship. She did not speak to the reporters after the service. Oh, so she didn't even speak on it. It says Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee said during a hearing Friday that he is awaiting a response from the district attorney's office and expects to set a hearing in a motion on February. Other defense attorneys in the case, including Trump's attorney, Steve Sado, have said they want to look into the allegations before deciding whether they want to join the motion. Willis said her father, who she said met and spent time with King, told her that, obviously she's talking about Dr. King, because she had a talk at all black church a day before Dr. King's birthday. So she's going to relate her being there to something about Dr. King as well. That's just how it's going to go. But of course, all this is in a role to make people understand and not turn their back on her because of the news that they're hearing that she's messing around with some guy. Now, I'm not saying that she did or that she didn't. Just report the news on how it is, right? So it says, Willis said her father, who she said met and spent time with King, told her that he saw the civil rights leader at low moments saddened because people were cruel and unresponsive or unsupportive. Her father told her that the King was not a perfect man, but he was a great man, willing to answer God's call. At a low point in this past week, she said, she penned a letter to my heavenly father. She framed much of her speech at the church as a conversation with God, describing herself over and over again as flawed, imperfect, and hard-headed. So obviously, there's something that's troubling her. She's letting people know that, no, I'm not perfect. I have done wrong. Now, it is kind of a little head scratch, I will say, because, being a fair reporter, I got to say with the good and the bad. It does make me scratch my head if she's saying that she's flawed, not a good person at times. But, and she's relating herself pretty much to Dr. King, right? To Martin Luther King. But also on top of that, it did say that she never just denied the allegation. She never denied the allegation. So that's what's wild, because somebody come at you making these type of allegations. Not only do you file the motion that you're doing, but if you go speak publicly about it, then you may want to deny the allegations. Now, I don't know, maybe there's some type of strategy in not denying the allegations. I guess that's something that, we'll just have to see as time goes on. But it is really weird to not just deny the allegations, right? It says, you did not tell me as a woman of color. It would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked, she said. So she does believe that, like I say, that this is race motivated. The reason that they're trying to attack the prosecutor that she's bringing onto the case to actually help her, which is a black prosecutor. I believe here she'll tell you in a second that she got two white and one black. But she says she think it's a race kind of thing that's actually going on right now, right? Which very well could be. Who knows? Can't say it is, can't say it ain't until all the facts get out. She said she appeared to choke up briefly at times and talked about the loneliness and the stress of her jobs, saying she has come to think it is not normal if I don't have 2 death threats a week. So she's obviously getting death threats. Yeah, definitely getting death threats. Let me tell you this. Okay, yeah, you may be getting death threats from young thug people. Yeah, okay, but Donald Trump people, she for sure getting some death threats. Think about it. The judge that's actually going against Donald Trump is getting some death threats. So for sure, she going to be getting some death threats. And this is the crazy, wild part about it. The Donald Trump death threats that you're getting from his people that support him, they'll mess around and actually end up and do it. One thing about them people, whenever they giving death threats and whenever they want to get something done, think about it. They storm the Capitol. You ain't going to never see a whole bunch of black people storming the Capitol. I'm talking about no Sersky. I'm talking about most thing you're going to see some black people doing is maybe go destroy the city, go destroy the town, rob or loot a couple buildings. I'm talking about, I'm not breaking inside of no Capitol building or nothing like that, though. So she definitely going to have to watch her back. will receiving all these threats, right? And it says, and that she's regularly called racial slurs. Of course, I definitely believe she's called racial slurs a lot, especially for her position and what she does and who she's going after, right? It says she revealed that on Christmas night, she got an emergency call saying police had surrounded her house because a man had called 911 saying he had shot a woman there. Oh, wow. That's like some Martin Luther King stuff. I think because remember, right, she is speaking at like a church, and it is evolving around Martin Luther King because it's like, I guess, like a day before his birthday or his day period, right? And there was a time in that movie with Martin Luther King where they did attack his house. I remember that scene. But now she's telling them that on Thanksgiving Day, right? Was it Thanksgiving Day or Christmas? Oh, Christmas night, a man called police, said he just shot a woman there, and she's the woman, right? So I guess that's a futuristic kind of thing. She said she experienced pure, unimaginable fear, believing her older daughter was dead in her home until the incident was revealed to be a cruel hoax. And oh, dang, so you can imagine how that she will feel there, right? It says Willis says she hired 3 special prosecutors for the election case: a white man, a white woman, and a black man. They are paid the same hourly rate, and no one has questioned the qualifications of the 2 white lawyers, she said. While never mentioning Wade by name, she called him a superstar. So although she didn't deny any relations with him, she is giving him some compliments, which, in a way, I understand it now, ignoring the denial of pretty much saying you slept with them, but giving them compliments. And now, well, let me just finish reading it, right? She called him a superstar and a great friend and a great lawyer. She cited his accomplishment and past professional experience and said, "I'm just asking God, is it that some will never see a black man as a qualified, no matter his achievements?" Merchant wrote in her motion that she can find no evidence that Wade, whose law firm website promotes his experience in civil litigation, including car accident and family law cases, has ever prosecuted a felony case. She questions his qualifications to try this case. Merchant filed and offered no proof of the alleged relationship or trips that she said that Willis and Wade had taken together. Yeah, so the people, which is Donald Trump's ex-aide, lawyer, they don't have any proof that she actually did sleep with the Wade guy, right? That's just all speculation. Now, they may have picked that up. So think about this, right? Donald Trump's team, obviously, they're not dumb. I'm sure they look at the internet. I'm sure they've seen in her case with Young Thug, had her saying that she was sleeping with Big Nut. Who knows? Maybe that portion is actually true. Maybe it ain't. But I'm pretty sure they probably use that and then just use that for their own case. But instead of saying Big Nut, they used it against a prosecutor that she actually picked onto her case. Because if they can get, that to stick somehow, some way, then of course what will happen is, they're going to have to drop the case, right? So, and the lawyer's job is to do whatever it takes in order to get a W for their client. And remember, Young Thug's lawyer said Thug stands for truly humble under God, right? So let's go ahead and continue. It says Merchant's filing. Okay, cool. Merchant also alleges Willis did not get necessary approval from county leaders to hire Wade, and that no special prosecutor's oath had been filed for him. Pete Skandalakis, a former district attorney who is executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council, said district attorneys do not have to seek permission before hiring a special prosecutor. McAfee previously said when another defendant raised the issue that it did not appear Wade was required to file the oath. So yeah, this could just definitely be a case where that ex-Trump aide that's now making these claims on FANi Willis is just trying to get trying to disturb and get the prosecutor that she chose, by herself, and picked him out because of his qualifications that she saw, and she believes that it meets it. Obviously, it's a great friend as well, so she knows, him, his character as a person, and just by doing that, they're coming after her and him, and they're attacking her character with that as well. So, but I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to decide what do y'all think, is the exact, what do y'all think is going on? Do you think they're capping on Miss FANi Willis, or or do y'all think FANi Willis is, you know, playing her role, doing what she should do? And there's definitely some racial stuff going on that's stopping her, that it's got those people on her trying to stop her, like she's claiming, right? Anyways, let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.